Hello everybody and welcome to this video. I'm doing quite a late response to the whole tagging trend that's been going on in the wargaming community. And I've been tagged by Ralph Astley, who's a brilliant man, very interesting. And when he asked me to do it, he obviously said I have to come back from the barricades, fight in the revolution. And he also enticed me with a Lenin bust. So how could I really say no to that? It was a very beautiful Lenin bust, Comrade Ralph, and it'll be a pleasure to talk about my hobbies, of the very few that I actually have. So yeah, without further ado, also, first of all, I'd just like to say as well, thank you for the response to my last video talking about fascism and wargaming. I did really appreciate the support for that, and the acceptance of the issues that we face as a community doing historical wargaming, specifically very British Civil War. So I appreciated that. Although there were a few, let's just say, dicks that decided to comment. They were dealt with with my Stalinist hand of suppressing all resistance and sending them to the gulag. No, obviously not. But yeah, so thank you for that, and hope we can get back to more light-hearted content in the near future. So without further ado, let's talk about some hobbies, and I guess I'll start with the most obvious one, as I don't really have too many proper hobbies, because obviously a lot of time is taken up by uni, work when I'm at home, because I'm basically working every day in the cafe, and my politicking, which I guess is the and also the wargaming, obviously. I guess my first hobby could be politics, and I guess I'm going to include that with reading as well, because as part of that I do a lot of reading. So right now I'm going through the James Connolly Reader, which is a thick ass book about the Irish Marxist James Connolly. I'm also reading Trotsky's History of the Russian Revolution, which is probably so thick you can actually use it as a weapon during the revolution, like kill someone with it. It's that thick. And also, apologies for the background, my sister's destroyed my room whilst I've been at uni, so I've come back to this for fun. But yeah, as well, so I do a lot of reading as part of that, just to kind of get more grasping of the issues that are going on and stuff. And also, I'm heavily involved in the anti-racist movement on campus and stuff. Stamps to Racism, the society which I helped set up. So I do a lot of that, but I'm not going to dwell on that too much, because people don't want to hear about politics, funny enough, on a wargaming channel. So I'll leave that quite aside for now. Just know it's a big part of my life, I guess, and that's where a lot of my energy does go into, with the challenges facing us today. There'll be a lot more to come, I guess. So that's that hobby. Another hobby, I guess, is I do a lot of collecting, like just going around car boots and all that kind of thing, seeing stuff, picking it up. I did a lot of collecting when I still kind of am interested in the history of the German Empire. When I was really into it, was my main kind of thing. I did a lot of collecting then, so I'll cut to a bit showcasing some of the stuff I've got in my collection. I'm not going to dangle it in front of my face, because that's just weird, isn't it? So I'll cut to that. Yes, just to show what I've got in my little collection up here. So first of all, I've got this dry mark coin, which is 3 marks from 1910. It's going to be quite hard to zoom in on these because the lighting and stuff. But you can see it's got the big old German eagle on there, Deutsches Reich. On the other side, you've got a picture of Kaiser Wilhelm II. So that's a nice little coin. I got that for a couple of quid off eBay. Looks quite nice. Then I've got this, probably my favourite piece, is an iron cross from the First World War. Can't really show the detail very well because, again, lighting. But as you can see, it's got the ribbon, 1914 on it, with the little W for Wilhelm and the crown. So that's quite nice. And on the other side, you've got 1813, representing the Befreiungskriege, which is where the Germans, the Prussians and other German countries repelled Napoleon from Germany, called the Liberation Wars as the literal translation, and that's where the Iron Cross first came from. So that's quite a nice little piece there. That was probably the most expensive thing in here, but again, it wasn't too much, so quite nice to have that. And then on the other side, we've got the kind of with its exact name in German, but it's like a veterans medal. So everyone that fought in the war on the German side got this medal, and with the swords in it. And if you didn't make it home, the widow or the family would get the same medal without the swords on it, so without these bits, which is quite nice. Nice little piece again to show there. Put that back. And then I've got this little postcard saying, "Dear Fatherland, don't worry, stay firm and true. The watch on the Rhine," which is from a poem or a song, I think. It has like all the pictures of German militarism, which strikes a nice picture, but obviously a bit of a crap message. It's from Bavaria, from the little postage stamp. And I can't, and my German, I can speak German pretty well, but I can't read the handwriting. It's just one of those things with the early 20th century where people wrote in a way that looks really nice, but it's illegible. Got this bugle as well, which I got from a car boot for like a tenner somehow, and I don't know where or when it's from. I just know it's from the 23rd Royal Welsh Fusiliers, so I don't know how old it is, but it looks pretty old. On the back we've got some kind of Waterloo campaign medals, my dad's army lot, and little models there, musket balls, and a bicentenary of Napoleon's birth hip flask, so that's quite nice. Going down, we've got some Dam Busters stuff, more World War One things, and then Be Socialists down here. A little preview for Friday's video just there, you know, if you're eagle-eyed. And on the very bottom, we've got my British Napoleonic Army, which I haven't touched in years, but you know, it's quite nice to look at from a distance, even though the painting's a bit crap. So without further ado, we'll go back to the rest of my boring life and continue the video. I'm back again. So yeah, I do a lot of that. It's just sad. I've also got my hats as well, which you've probably seen, like the Budanovka, the USSR cap, that kind of stuff. Just cringe stuff like that, really, innit? You know. And I guess for a third hobby, it's gonna be a bit of a really boring one. It's probably like dog walking. I was walking my dog. He's called Rufus, British Bulldog. I think he's only a year and a bit now. He's not too old. He's quite cute, bless him. But I did used to do a lot more when I was younger. I did martial arts. I got to 3rd degree black belt. You know, just soul flex. And I also used to do cadets. I used to be part of the Yorkshire Cadets. So I did a few things over there. You know, a lot of shooting, the whole camps and stuff. So I guess that kind of supplements the whole military history kind of thing, coming from that kind of background. Although, because of personal reasons, I don't really do that as much anymore. Obviously, you know, times have changed. My viewpoints have changed. So I guess that's in terms of my hobbies. I don't really do a lot other than, you know, the uni stuff, the drinking a lot. A lot of time in the Irish bars. A big fan of the Guinness. I've actually got a Guinness t-shirt. I mean, I'm not wearing it now. I'm wearing cringy Marxist shit. But yeah, you know, so that's a bit of an insight into my life. I don't really do a lot. I'm actually a really boring lad, other than the basic student kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess that's the video, innit? There will be some more hobby content coming on Friday, because I've just finished a new squad for my socialists, the Brick Lane Commune, if you know that set very well, by North Star Miniatures. It's a really nice set, but I'll showcase that on another video. And I guess I'm left with the fun task of tagging some more people, and I think nearly everyone's done it. I'm one of the last people to be tagged, I reckon, so it's going to be a bit hard. But obviously the first person's got to be my good friend, pal, comrade, Alex Attempts Tabletop. Brilliant guy, really great channel, and obviously he's a brilliant Twitch streamer as well. And we love his shit tier content. He's also done several stuff for me in the past. You know, he's done the commissions. Oh, I'm just going to change my arm because my arm's bloody aching from carrying this camera. Yeah, he's done commissions for me in the past, and it's always a pleasure to speak to him and catch up. So, Alex, I want to hear more about your hobbies, and I'm guessing the entirety of the YouTube community also wants to do that. So, so yeah. And also the second guy, a good friend of mine, Baron and Rudy, you know. He left a lovely comment on my last video saying, "Make Aryans great again," which really resonated with me, you know. A video calling out fascism and the dangers of modern fascism. And you have a guy coming on there just to confirm the point and say, all power to the Aryan race. Arbeit Max Fry on his videos. All glory to the SS. It's kind of shit. So I want to hear more about your hobbies other than being a racist bastard and hating black people. So please elaborate on that. Unless you do follow your leader before then and just go out like a coward. That would also be preferable. But let's hear more about yourself, you know, good comrade Baron and Rudy. The excellent guy. So please do a response video. That'll be lovely from the both of you. I'm not going to pick a third person because I can't think of a third person that hasn't already done it. So yeah, anticlimactic. It's just me in it picking two people. So yeah, just to sum up, I'm a boring git. I do a lot of talks about history, politics, that kind of stuff. You know, I might do a second channel where I do a lot of talks about Irish, Russian, and German history. So maybe I'll do some videos about that in the future if I'm really bored and strapped for content. So I'll think about that and do that. And also thank you again to Ralph for nominating me. It really reminds me of the old days of Wargamer YouTube, where we had all the community coming in together doing these kind of taggable things, and a lot of the group builders. I want to see that come back actually, where, you know, we had a group project as a community. I remember I did one about Waterloo for the bicentenary, and you know, everyone just kind of did a unit and got into the spirit of it. So that's one thing I want to see come back for Wargamer community. It's one of the things I miss from older days. God, I sound like such a boomer. The good old days, back in olden times, when things were better and simpler, that kind of stuff. But nah, thank you for watching, if you made it this far, and I'll gladly catch you in the next one on Friday. Bye.